What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ollie, I have no idea what I'm doing as usual, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. So in my youth, I grew up on Pokemon games. My first one was Pokemon Crystal, then I got Pokemon Ruby, I believe it was. I also played the shit out of Fire Red. Yeah, when I was younger, I basically played a lot of Gen 1, 2, and 3 Pokemon. But one thing I have never done is attempt a Nuzlocke run. If you don't know what a Nuzlocke run is, basically it is playing through one of the Pokemon games with a specific set of rules. I say specific set, you can kind of have whatever rules you want. I mean, there's no wrong way to play. But there are some rules that people tend to stick to when doing a Nuzlocke run. So I'm going to attempt that today with Pokemon Emerald. I'm not an expert at Pokemon stats or all the intricacies and maths of the game. So really all I'm going into this challenge with is nostalgia and a plucky attitude. So this video is going to be a documentation of my attempt at Nuzlocking Pokemon Emerald. Though I do have a confession to make. This isn't my first attempt at a Nuzlocke. I did recently attempt a Nuzlocke run of Pokemon Fire Red on stream, but didn't go too well. I think I got 2 badges and then failed the run. Oh no, hopefully I can do this. I thought I was about to lose Bong Fuel, fuck. Oh god, we've just lost Frittata. Fuck, we just lost Spike. I'm dead. I'm fucking done. I've got a level 7 Zubat. There's nothing I can do. There's absolutely nothing I can do now. So these are the rules I'm going to be playing by. If a Pokemon faints, it is dead. Gone. You cannot use it anymore. It either goes into the box in the PC forever, or you delete it. Rule number 2, you can only catch the first Pokemon that you encounter in a new area. New areas obviously include new routes and new cities. And for the sake of fairness, the Safari Zone actually has multiple areas, so each of those areas also counts as a new area. Rule number 3, no items to be used in battle whatsoever. Held items are allowed, though I don't really make use of that loophole. Rule number 4, no overleveling. The level cap is set at the level of the next gym leader's ace Pokemon. So whatever the next gym leader's highest level Pokemon is, that is the level cap. If for whatever reason I level one of my Pokemon above that level cap, then I can't use it until I beat the next gym leader. And finally, rule number 5, battle mode is always to be on set in the options menu. That means whenever I beat one of my opponent's Pokemon, I don't get a free swap in like you normally would. Another rule I'm also sticking to is no duplicates of Pokemon. So if the first encounter I find on a new route is a Pokemon I already have, then it doesn't count. I can re-roll and go for another encounter in that area until I find something that I haven't already caught. And one final rule that I will be sticking to is I need to name every single one of the Pokemon I catch, because it's supposed to create an incredibly deep bond between me and all those Pokemon, so it makes it even more difficult for me when they inevitably die. Okay, we good? We set? Those are the rules, so let's jump right in. So I start off with the name GottenRotten, and after watching Dear Old Daddy on the TV, I head over and meet May. I roll a dice on Google to determine I will be picking the Fire-type Torchic as my starter Pokemon, and I name him Big Bird, as I know what he will eventually evolve into. Then we head off out of town and meet up with May again for our first battle, and blitz through her mudkip by spamming tackle, since there's nothing else I can do. After getting our first Pokeballs, our first encounter on Route 101 is a Poochyena, which we promptly catch, and feeling uninspired, I call him Doge. I then spent a little bit of time attempting to level him up. Route 103's encounter is a Wingull, not bad. We promptly catch it and go for the simple name of Beaky. Time for a bunch of grinding to get my team's levels up to scratch, as close as to the level cap of 15 as we can, and on Route 102 our next new encounter is Wurmple. I was hoping for a Ralts, but we had no choice but to catch it, and I call him Derek. Oh, it's a girl. We make it into Petalburg City and let Wally catch the routes that we so desperately needed. Our next new encounter is a Meryl, and I give her the name of exactly what she looks like, before heading into Petalburg Woods for our next new encounter, which is a Slackoth of all things. Not bad. I call him Hagrid. As we all know, he will evolve into a big, burly, hairy boy. After some more grinding, Derek evolves into a Cascoon, and it's nice to see we have a decent team of 6 now. We save some rich guy from a gangster dressed in blue, and after further grinding, we enter Rustboro City, where our first gym is located. We pick up HMO 1 Cut, and our next encounter is a Whismur, which I forgot to film, and also forgot to name. What's wrong with me? Now it's time to take on the gym, and with it being a rock-type gym, Beaky decimates the trainers in the lead up to Roxanne with Water Gun. Then it's finally time to take on Roxanne herself, who starts with her Geodude. We start with Blueberry, who one-hit KOs with Water Gun. Same again for a second Geodude, another one-hit KO, and then she brings out her ace Nosepass. This one is a bit of a threat to our team since it's the level cap of 15. We bring out Hagrid, hoping to get off a Yawn and send it to sleep, but it very quickly takes down over half of Hagrid's health with a Rock Tomb. We go for Yawn as he uses Harden. The Yawn goes off successfully, and we know Hagrid won't attack next turn because he's lazy as fuck. Luckily, Nosepass's next attack misses and he falls asleep. We take the opportunity to switch back into Blueberry, though Water Gun doesn't do as much damage as we'd hoped. We keep at it, however, Nosepass heals with an Oranberry. And after another Water Gun, Roxanne uses a potion to heal Nosepass right up. Why am I not allowed to use healing items in battle and you are? We continue with the Water Guns, but Nosepass wakes up and uses Block, meaning we can't switch out Blueberry. This could be bad. Blueberry continues to fight hard, however Roxanne uses another potion. Come on! After another Water Gun, I decide an attack will be coming soon, so I thought it would be best to bring Blueberry's defense up with a defense curl, and Rock Tomb luckily doesn't do much damage. Nosepass gets the same idea as us and uses Harden, and we continue with Water Gun and land a critical hit for our next turn, taking out Nosepass and securing us the win and our first badge with no deaths, bringing our next level cap to 19. We meet up with that rich guy again who needs us to help him again, as he's been mugged. Honestly, dude, you need to be more careful. And this old dude's bird has been taken as well, so we need to find the thief. Heading into Rust Earth Tunnel, we take on the culprit, the gangster dressed in blue, and easily take him down with Big Bird. To say thank you, the rich guy's even richer boss Tori thanks us by giving us the Pokénav, which will become the bane of my life. We bump into May, who asks for my number and promptly challenges us to another battle. At least take me to dinner first. May starts off with Torkoal, so we start off with Hagrid and let off a Yawn to send it to sleep. Torkoal uses Curse to raise its attack and defense, and we switch out to Blueberry. After Torkoal falls asleep, we start with the Water Gun bombardment. Unfortunately, Torkoal wakes up and poisons us with Smog. However, we continue with the Water Gun and finish it off. May next brings out her starter, Mudkip, and being poisoned, we swap Blueberry out for Beaky. Mudkip goes for a Mud Slap, but being ground type, it doesn't affect Beaky. We go for Wing Attack, and Mudkip goes for Water Gun. Both don't do much damage, and it becomes a battle of attrition between the two, and we pull off the win with Mudkip going down, giving us the win. It's now time to go and see the old man from earlier, and he invites us onto his boat, which begs many questions. But on the water, we make our way to Dewford Town, and we immediately get the old rod and use this new area for a new encounter to get ourselves a Magikarp. You all know why. We quickly catch it, and knowing it evolves into Gyarados, I name it Basilisk. We then head into Granite Cave and get ourselves HM05 Flash, which we will need to get through the cave, but we need to beat the next gym first. Our next new encounter in here is an Aron, which will prove very useful, as once evolved into Aggron, it will be a bit of a powerhouse. I tried to whittle its health down with a Water Gun to catch it, but a one-hit KO'd it. God, I'm an idiot. So we lost our encounter for Granite Cave due to my own stupidity. After some more grinding in Granite Cave, taking out multiple Arons, it's time to take on our next gym. We make our way through the trainers here, no problem, before taking on Brawly. Brawly leads with a Machop, which nearly goes down after a couple of wing attacks from Beaky and goes into the red. But Brawly uses a super potion to bring him back up to full health. We continue the bombardment and nearly take it out. Then a seismic toss brings us down to 10 HP. Not good. But we finish it off with another wing attack. Next is Meditite. I didn't notice him setting up a focus punch, so I swapped out Beaky for Hagrid, thinking Meditite may go for a non-damaging move to increase his attack, like Focus Energy or something, and hoping to get off a Yawn before switching out. Well, shit. He of course lands that focus punch, taking Hagrid out in one hit, killing him. So much for our big, burly, hairy powerhouse. That is a huge blow I was not expecting. I need to start playing smarter. I bring out Big Bird and go for Ember. Meditite uses Focus Energy, which you should have used last turn, and Ember doesn't do much at all, but we managed to burn him, which is something. We continue to land Embers, so Meditite loses its focus for Focus Punch each time, and he continues to take damage from his burn, until going into the red, whereby Brawly uses a super potion. Are you fucking kidding me? But we continue with the Ember bombardment until we finally take him down. Brawly then brings out his highest level Pokemon, Makuhita, and we continue with Ember, which does next to no damage. We decide to swap in Blueberry, however Makuhita lands a Vital Throw straight away and takes Blueberry out in one hit. Our second death. And in the same battle, no less. We're taking a huge hit here. Blueberry was the MVP of our last gym battle, and we just lost her. With nothing else to really counter Makuhita, I send Beaky back out to avenge Blueberry, and we managed to land a critical hit with a wing attack and take it down. Beaky, you absolute hero. And we take the win and take our second gym badge, bringing our level cap up to 24. I then head to the PC to name our grave box and lay both Hagrid and Blueberry down for the long nap. before we head back into Granite Cave, and without a Pokemon who can learn Flash, we feel our way through the dark, until we find Steven to deliver his letter, before getting back on the creepy old man's boat and heading to Slateport City, where we can finally nickname the Whismur I caught earlier and forgot to give a name to. And since he is the Amplifier Pokemon, we gave him the only suitable name. We then head north to Route 110 for our next new encounter and catch ourselves an Electrike. He has a flat head, so I gave him a contradictory name of Phillips. You know, like the screwdriver. If you don't get that, then your humour is just... We quickly headed back to Rustboro City to see the rich guy and grab the EXP share, which will massively help us in grinding for EXP. Why are you phoning me? I'm busy! With more grinding, Derek evolves into Dustox, and we head into the museum to take on the blue gangsters again, who go down like the pussies they are. And after some more grinding, Big Bird evolves into an even bigger bird and learns Double Kick. Next is taking on the Trick House, and then another battle with May. She kicks things off with a Lombre, and we send out Beaky, who one-hit KOs it with a wing attack thanks to landing a crit. Next, she sends out Slugma, which goes down no problem with a water gun, and she finally sends out her newly evolved starter, Marshtomp. We go for a wing attack and land another crit and keep the bombardment going, hoping to finish it off with another crit, but it stays in the red. Marshtomp unleashes Bide and takes out Beaky in one hit, killing him. Another MVP team member down, and our last Water-type Pokemon of the party. I should have switched him out. Damn. I switch in Metalcore, who takes a Water Gun, bringing him down to half health. But we finish Marshtomp off with a Pound Attack, which gives us the win. Damn. Another death, and we're only 2 badges in. I add Beaky to the Graves box for his eternal rest and bring in Magikarp and get to grinding. And then we arrive in Moorville City, but before we take on the gym, we need to head to Route 117 for our next encounter, which is an Oddish. And we name him Turnip, which seems fitting. I mean, look at him. Yeah, I know he's supposed to be a radish, but this seems funnier. And we then take on Wally and his routes, which should have been ours, outside of the gym and absolutely obliterate him with no problem. We then head into the gym and take on the trainers to gain some EXP, and this Voltorb had me clenching my sphincter with nerves, worried about self-destruct. I don't know if he knew it or not, but luckily it didn't use it. And I finished it off with Turnip, allowing Magikarp to evolve into the MVP of Water Dragons, Gyarados. We are cooking on gas now. It also allows Turnip to evolve into a Gloom, which is definitely a bonus, and Doge to finally evolve into Mightyena before we finally take on the gym leader Watson. He starts with a terrifying Voltorb, and I send out Turnip hoping to resist some of those electric attacks, and we put it to sleep with Sleep Powder, allowing us to switch out into Big Bird and deal some damage with Rock Tomb and a Double Kick, which takes it down before it wakes up. He then sends out Electrike, and we switch back into Turnip to try the same strategy. Electrike goes for Howl to raise his attack, spelling bad news, but we land another Sleep Powder, and switch back into Big Bird for another Rock Tomb and Double Kick, which again finishes Electrike off. Sadly though, due to Electrike's static ability, Big Bird is paralysed. Watson's Magneton is intimidating, however he goes for the same strategy, hoping Turnip could withstand it to get off another Sleep Powder. Luckily, Magneton misses his attack, and we land the Sleep Powder again. We switch back into Big Bird and land another super effective Rock Tomb and super effective Ember, finishing him off. Easy. Leading Watson to bring out his ace, Manectric. We go for the same strategy and send out Turnip again. Manectric goes for a Howl to increase his attack, and we decide to go for Poison Powder to give him continuous poison damage. Turnip just survives Quick Attack on 2 HP, and we manage to land the Poison Powder. Time to switch Turnip back out, and we bring Phillips in. It's a battle of quick attacks, and although Manectric is stronger, we have Poison on our side. Phillips just survives a second quick attack, but Watson uses a super potion, negating some of the work we've already done. I decide the safest option is to sacrifice Phillips so we can get a safe switch into Metalcore. Rest in peace, you brave soul. And we go for the bombardment of Uproar, but Watson uses yet another super potion. Not good. A critical shockwave takes Metalcore down. Damn, another warrior gone too soon. We switch back into Big Bird, hoping he could withstand Manectric's attacks and break through paralysis, and he just pulls it off, surviving a shockwave and landing a critical hit with a Rock Tomb, finishing Manectric off and giving us the win. Our 3rd gym badge, bringing our next cap up to 29. Another 2 deaths. This is getting painful. My god. We can now use Rock Smash to get to Route 112 and find our next encounter, which is a Numel. Not bad. Some decent ground type coverage is needed, and we name her Hottie, because she's fire! And in the fiery path we catch ourselves a Coughing, which I appropriately named COVID. Onto Route 113, and I'm hoping for a Skarmory for our next encounter. Fuck! We encounter a Spinder, which I catch and name him exactly how I'm feeling in this moment. In Fallible Town, we meet Lynette, who invites us over to her house. Oh. Onto Route 114, we encounter a Lotad, and after catching it, we name her Bucky, because it was the first name that popped into my head. Stop calling me! After more grinding and double battles, we enter Meteor Falls and encounter a Solrock, which after catching him, we name Sundance. And we run into some red gangsters along with the blue gangsters, arguing over an act of global terrorism. Then it's time to head up Mount Chimney on the cable car and take on the red gangsters' leader, who we take down doing nothing but spamming Basilisk's Dragon Rage and taking minimal damage. Honestly, he is absolutely OP. Onto Laveridge Town, and after some more grinding, it's time to take on Flannery for our next gym badge. Flannery starts off with Numel. We send out our own Hottie, who takes it out in one move with a magnitude 8. Good thing we were faster. Imagine if they'd done the same to us. Next, she brings out Slugma, who again goes down in one hit to magnitude 7. Nice, we are on a roll. Next is Camerupt, who we go for another magnitude against, but only landed magnitude 6 and do just under half damage. Camerupt lands a tackle, and we hit back with another magnitude 7, which gives him about 1 HP. Yikes. Fearing retaliation, it's time to switch Hottie out and bring in Basilisk, hoping he can resist any fire type moves. Flannery uses a Hyper Potion on Camerupt. Again! Why am I not allowed to do this, but you are? But we finish it off with a couple of hits of Dragon Rage. Flannery finally brings out Torkoal, and another Dragon Rage does just under half damage. Torkoal goes for Sunny Day to boost its fire moves, and we land yet another Dragon Rage. We're really just trying to power our way through this, aren't we? Torkoal lands a Body Slam, which luckily doesn't do too much, but Flannery uses yet another Hyper Potion. You know this is cheating, right? But we continue to bombard with Dragon Rage until Torkoal lands another Body Slam, paralysing Basilisk. This could be a problem. We go for one last Dragon Rage, but Torkoal lands one more Body Slam and... oh, Jesus! I thought we just lost our Gyarados. With 6 HP left, Basilisk lands one more final Dragon Rage and takes out Torkoal, giving us the win and our 4th badge, bringing our level cap up to 31, with no deaths in this battle. Outside the gym, we bump into May again, who gives us the Go Goggles, and we head over to the Fossil Fanatic's house to pick up the TM Dig, which will be very, very useful. And we head back to the creepy old man to take us to Petalburg on his boat. My question is, how are we paying for these boat rides? Oh God! We teach Dig to Hottie and move on to our next gym, our dear old dad Norman. But this gym will prove to be the toughest and most demanding gym yet, and we will pay a heavy toll. Norman starts off with Spinder, which I thought would be an absolute cakewalk. We send out Turnip and go for a Sleep Powder, which lands successfully, and we switch into Big Bird, landing a double kick, knocking it out. I was right, that was a cakewalk. Next, Norman, Dad brings out Vigoroth. I know we can't put Vigoroth to sleep due to its ability Vital Spirit, so we battle on with Big Bird, going for a super effective double kick, bringing him into the red, but not before he lands a Facade, knocking a good chunk out of Big Bird's health. I then decide to switch Big Bird out as I'm not risking losing my starter, and send out Doge. Mighty Yona's Intimidate is incredibly useful in cutting Vigoroth's attack. However, that encouragement was soon ruined when Norman used a Hyper Potion. Is every gym leader in this Nuzlocke cheating? Doge takes a Facade from Vigoroth, and so we go for a Bite, which lands. And we continue this strategy as Doge is taking the hits like a champ and takes out Vigoroth with only 21 HP remaining herself. Nice one, Doge. You really are man's best friend. Norman then brings out his ace, Slacking. Is that Hagrid? Oh my God! I, however, decide the only safe course of action is to sacrifice man's best friend to safely swap in someone who could withstand Slacking's insane attack stats. So Doge succumbs to a Facade, and we lose a team member who we have had since the very beginning. Goodbye, Doge. You're going to a better place. The grave box in the PC. We then switch into Turnip to go for a Sleep Powder. However, we miss and waste our turn of Slacking being a lazy git. And we then take a yawn ourselves. This isn't good. We go for another Sleep Powder, which again doesn't land. So before Turnip falls asleep, we go for a Poison Powder, which does land. Nice. You have done your job, Turnip, and this will help massively. I then switched into Derek, knowing I would sacrifice him if I needed after landing some hits. However, Slacking delivers a brutal Facade, taking Derek out in one hit. That's 2 down in this battle. We're losing Pokemon fast. We use the free switch to bring in Hottie and hatch a dastardly plan. We go for Dig and manage to avoid Slacking's attack turn while being underground. And of course, Slacking is being a lazy fuck when we're above ground. It was perfect. I just needed to keep spamming Dig and we were home free. Slacking did use the citrus berry he was holding, but that didn't stop us. We kept at it, Hottie digging hole after hole, and Slacking was continuously taking poison damage thanks to Turnip. However, the momentum was lost when Norman used another Hyper Potion, but we persevered. Hottie continuing to dig after dig after dig. Surely we could do this. Surely we could whittle it down. And just like that, we did it. Oh, wait, there's one more? I thought he only had 3. Oh, God, he didn't bring out his ace last. That threw me. Oh, God. So Norman brought out his Linoon, which I thought would be another cakewalk. So you may as well just hand over our badge now, right? Oh, how wrong I was.
Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
Linoon straight away went for a belly drum, cutting his own HP in half to maximise his attack. This could be a serious problem. We land our dig attack from the previous turn, and it doesn't finish him off. I go again, but Linoon outspeeds us, and one hit KOs Hottie with a facade. Another OP warrior gone, but never forgotten. This was bad. I really did not want to risk losing any of my final 3. My starter, Gyarados, and my Gloom, which I rely on for sleep and poison moves, but I had no choice. I sent in Basilisk hoping he could handle the pain and get the job done. Intimidate helped bring Linoon's attack down somewhat, so Basilisk was just able to withstand a headbutt from Linoon with 14 HP left. One more hit and he's gone. He has to land this next attack. With hope, we go for the Dragon Rage, and it lands, taking down this mighty Linoon and finally giving us the win. Our 5th gym badge. And a new level cap of 33. But at what cost? We were now up to 8 deaths. Our own father had just killed 3 of our Pokemon, and that hurt. Imagine if your dad came round and killed your dog you'd just spent weeks training and caring for. You'd have some serious daddy issues after that. What was it all for? How much more death can we take? When will the bloodshed end? But no, we can't give up now. We mustn't. If not for me, if not for the viewers watching this video, then we must continue for them. For our fallen comrades, our fallen heroes. For without them, we would never have made it this far. This isn't over. But honestly, fuck you, Dad. We're immediately taken away by Wally's dad, who gives us HMO3 Surf, and we replace our fallen heroes with COVID, Sundance, and Disappoint, before teaching Surf to Basilisk. En route 118 for our next encounter. Oh, come on, give me something other than that. So I catch a Zigzagoon and name him exactly how I feel in this moment. But en route 119, we encounter a Tropius. She's not the best, but may provide some decent flying coverage. I catch it and name her Wingu, before taking on the Blue Gangsters again in the power plant, and allowing Bucky to evolve into a Lumber. We take on Shelly and beat her no problem, though she does nearly take out Basilisk, so that made me poop a little with fear. And for beating her, we receive a cast form, which I promptly named Mr. Whippy, before heading out to take on May again. May starts with Lumbre again, which goes for a fake out, which does next to no damage, but it does make Basilisk flinch. Lumbre goes for an absorb, which again does next to nothing, and we land Dragon Rage, which does half damage. Both Pokemon go for the same again, and Lumbre goes down. Next, May brings out Slugma, which is absolutely no match for Surf, which one hit KOs it. Next is Marshtomp, which I thought may pose a problem, but we take it out quite easily thanks to Marshtomp missing an attack and landing a couple of Dragon Rages. Basilisk does take a takedown attack, but stays in the green and finishes Marshtomp off, giving us the win again. May gives us HMO2 Fly after winning the battle, but I don't have any Pokemon on me who can learn it. We head through Four Tree City and meet Steven again and defeat an invisible Pokemon with this Devon Scope, and Basilisk has no issue smiting him into the dirt. I then take Wingu out of the box to replace Disappoint and teach her Fly before taking on the gym. Fuck, I hate these fucking puzzles! Winona starts things off with a Swablu and we bring in Sundance. Unfortunately, we go for a Rock Throw and it misses, leading Swablu into affecting a Safeguard. We do then manage to land another Rock Throw, taking it out in one hit. Next, Winona brings out her Tropius, and we go for the Overheat for the type advantage, but the super effective move doesn't even do half. Tropius charges for a Solar Beam, so I bring in Wingu for a Tropius v Tropius battle. Wingu takes the Solar Beam with ease, and we go for a Fly attack and land it, leaving it on 1 HP. So close! Tropius then heals with Synthesis, which is just annoying. So we go for the same again to try and finish it off, but uses Synthesis again to bring its health back to full. If he keeps doing this, it's going to be a serious problem. We land Fly again, and Tropius goes for a Sunny Day. And as we go for another Fly, he uses Synthesis again. I mean, seriously, bro. We land Fly, but then take an Aerial Ace. Wingu takes it like a champ and goes for another Fly, but Tropius does his cheap tricks again. After another Aerial Ace, Wingu's health is not looking good. But we persevere, seeing an open window to finish it off, but miss another Fly attack, leaving Wingu open for an Aerial Ace, which finishes it off. Another hero has fallen. We bring out Sundance to go for the Overheat again, which leaves it on 1 HP again. He's definitely going to go for Synthesis again. But wait, no. He goes to set up a solar beam, so we quickly go for the rock throw and finish it off before it has a chance. That was a drawn out affair, but next it's Pelipper, who we try to send out Basilisk to deal with. Pelipper causes issues with its Protect, but we eventually land a Dragon Rage which takes out half its health. Pelipper then goes for a Supersonic to confuse us, but luckily it misses, leaving it open to be finished off with another Dragon Rage. Nice! But no, it's left on 1 HP again. But miraculously, it goes for another Supersonic and misses again. But before we can land the final blow, Winona uses a Hyper Potion.
You cheated!
We continue with Dragon Rage and get it down to 1 HP again, before it lands a Supersonic and confuses us. Basilisk hurts itself on its next turn. After taking an Aerial Ace like a champ, Basilisk snaps out of confusion like a pro, and after missing due to Pelipper's Protect, it lands the final Dragon Rage to take Pelipper out. Winona next brings out Skarmory, and we attempt to counter with Surf, but it only does about 1/3 of damage. Skarmory goes for a Sand Attack, and we retaliate with another Surf to whittle it down. Basilisk takes an Aerial Ace like an absolute OP and finishes it off with another Surf. Finally, Winona sends out Altaria, who raises its attack with Dragon Dance. We go for Dragon Rage again, attempting to whittle it down. Altaria uses Dragon Dance again to bring its attack up even more. If we don't take it out soon, this could be a problem. Basilisk misses another Dragon Rage, and Altaria does another Dragon Dance. But we land the next Dragon Rage, but not before Altaria uses an Oran Berry. But it doesn't regain enough health. Basilisk goes for a Surf, but Altaria's raised attack stats pay off for Winona, as another Aerial Ace takes out Basilisk and kills her.
No! Wait! Wait!
This is a major blow. Basilisk was a crucial member of our team, and losing a Gyarados on a Nuzlocke run is one of the worst things that can happen. I bring in Sundance and go for a Rock Throw, and after another Dragon Dance from Altaria, we land the move and finish Altaria off. My god, what a sacrifice that was just made to claim victory. And we take our badge and our new level cap of 42. Stop phoning me, I'm not in the mood! We bring in Mr. Whippy and Shit to replace our fallen comrades and continue to grind our way to the next gym, allowing Shit to evolve into a Linoon. Oh man, I'm getting flashbacks. On Route 120 we come across our next encounter, which is an Absol. This is great, a decent new member of our team. Nope. It breaks out of every ball we throw at it, and when we try to bring it into the red to weaken it, we land a critical hit, losing our encounter. Our luck could not be worse at this point. On Route 121, we do manage to catch a Shuppet, and still grieving from our last loss, I name him after our fallen hero. Arriving in Lilycove City, I bump into our rival May again, and stupidly I decided to accept an optional battle. Why am I like this? May kicks things off this time with a Tropius, which she obviously just caught, and we go for Big Bird with a super effective Ember. Big Bird then takes Stomp and whittles it down with another Ember. Big Bird then takes a critical Stomp like a boss, and we finish it off with another Ember. She then brings out Marsh Stomp, and we switch out to Covid, knowing its ground type moves won't affect Coughing. Covid survives a takedown hit, still in the green, and fires off a Sludge attack, which does next to nothing, but does poison our opponent. We swap out to Turnip, hoping he can use a type advantage in our favour. Turnip takes a takedown attack before using Absorb for a super effective hit, and gaining some health back. After we take a Mud Shot, Marshtomp succumbs to its poison and is taken out. Next is Slugma, so we switch out to Shit, who we've just taught Surf to after losing our Gyarados, but somehow it survives it. Slugma goes for Amnesia, but we take it out with another Surf attack. May finally brings out Ludicolo. We go for another Surf, which does practically no damage. I then switch out to Mr. Whippy to see what he's capable of at this point. He takes 2 Absorb attacks with ease and lands a Shockwave, which again does next to nothing. Mr. Whippy then goes for a Facade attack after taking another Absorb, which lands a bit more effect. I decide to do this again, and after taking a Swift attack, another Facade brings him to 1/3 health. We go again, and after just surviving another Swift with 8 HP left, Mr. Whippy takes out Ludicolo for the win. I head into the department store to buy one of each of the TMs to use on my team, and on Route 122 our next encounter is a Tentacool, which I catch and give the only suitable name. It's now time to head up and see what the blue gangsters are up to, and after taking out his grunts, their leader ups and splits like the coward he is. With further grinding, Big Bird evolves into the biggest of birds, and Hentai evolves into my sleep paralysis demon. I then head into the Safari Zone, and in the first section, encounter a Wobbuffet, which should be incredible for our team. I catch it and name it Harry, and then in the second area, catch a Girafarig, which took a few balls, and name it Wayne. Before finally, in the third area, catching a Doduo, giving us another flying type to replace Wingu. I name him Hydra, because, you know, 2 heads. After some grinding, I evolve Hydra into a Dugtrio, and then head into the Magma Hideout and evolve Armadillo into a Sandslash. Wait, who's Armadillo? I caught a Sandslash in the desert after getting the Go Goggles, but I forgot to film it, but here he is, Armadillo. And our first encounter in the Magma Hideout is a Torkoal, which we name Smokey, before heading to the red gangster leader who wakes up Groudon, and blames me when he runs away and starts a fight with me. I was expecting another easy battle here, so I went straight in with Hentai and Surf, which did half against his Mightyena. Mightyena went in with Scary Face, and a super potion heals him up before we can land a finishing move. We bring him back down with another Surf, and another Surf then finishes him off. Red Gangster then brings out Camerupt, which we one-hit KO with Surf. Easy! Finally, Red Gangster brings out Crobat, which does some decent damage on Hentai with a wing attack. We go for Surf, which does about the same amount of damage. Evenly matched it seems. I switch out Hentai for Big Bird, but a wing attack does some serious damage. I'm not prepared to risk Big Bird, so I switch him out for Turnip, who takes an Air Cutter attack and is left with just 2 HP. Yeah, bringing Turnip in against a flying type was definitely a mistake. So I have to switch again into Mr. Whippy. Mr. Whippy takes an Air Cutter and a Confuse Ray and damage from hurting himself. He then takes a wing attack before being able to do anything, and he's taken down and killed. Oh no, one of the newest and most promising members of our team, gone. And not even in a gym battle. I switch into Hydra and hope Fly will land. Crobat lands another Confuse Ray, but Hydra breaks through and flies into the air, but cannot land the move and hurts itself. We try again, but not before Hydra takes an Air Cutter attack. Luckily this time he snaps out of confusion and lands his attack, but Red Gangster is a coward and uses a super potion. We go for Fly again and it lands. We take another Air Cutter with 2 HP left and land a final Fly attack to finish off this pesky Crobat and take the win. My god. Next, it's on to sorting out the blue gangsters who steal a submarine, and after infiltrating their base, I decide to ignore all the electrodes as I'm not about to deal with self-destruct right now. This guy says he's the best of the grunts and goes down no problem, allowing the ghost of Basilisk to evolve into a Bannet. And now it's time to take on our 7th gym. Tate and Liza start off with Xatu and Claydol in this double battle, and we start off with Harry and Bucky respectively. We start with a Surf from Bucky and a counter from Harry. Xatu gets off a Calm Mind first, and Claydol goes for an Earthquake for damage to both of us. Surf lands to not much effect, but Harry's counter does take out Claydol. Nice, that's one serious threat dealt with. Tate and Liza bring out Solrock, and we go again for Surf and counter. Xatu goes for Psychic on Bucky, which one hit KOs him and kills him. Damn, one down. I knew this would be a tough battle. So we bring out the Ghost of Basilisk. As the enemy didn't attack Harry, counter fails, so we try again. And we go for Curse against Xatu since its powerful attacks will cause us a huge issue. Xatu lets off another Calm Mind, and Solrock lands a Flamethrower on our Ghost before the curse is set, leaving Ghost Basilisk on 1 HP. Counter unfortunately fails again from Harry, and Xatu takes curse damage, and we try for a Thunder from Ghost Basilisk, but are taken out before it lands. We seem to be outsped on all fronts, and we bring out Big Bird next, hoping a powerful Blaze Kick can get this battle back into shape. Big Bird takes a Solar Beam like a champ due to its type advantage, and we go for a Blaze Kick for the next turn, but Big Bird is swiftly taken out by Xatu's Psychic attack.
And that, kids, is how
I lost my starter. With Big Bird gone, we didn't have much hope left, but I wasn't about to give up just yet. I sent in Turnip, who takes a brutal Psychic attack from Solrock. Damn, that nearly took him out in one hit. At this point, I have no hope of landing an attack before our opponents. Can't outspeed them. Tate and Liza use a Hyper Potion on Xatu, undoing all the curse damage, and Solrock uses Flamethrower on Turnip, finishing him off. Another one down. We're down to our last 2. I sent out Hentai hoping for a miracle. Counter again fails, and I go for a Safeguard from Harry and Surf from Hentai. Surf lands first, but doesn't do enough. A single Psychic attack from Xatu takes out Hentai in 1 hit. And then, there was one. Harry was the last man standing, the boy who lived. Except he has no hope of living. I go for a counter, and Xatu uses Psychic. Harry survives, but a Solar Beam from Solrock brings him in the red. Hoping the counter may land on one of them, I'm disappointed when it fails a final time, leaving Harry open to a finishing move. Out of spite, I go for a Destiny Bond, hoping I could take my opponents with me, and Tate and Liza use another Hyper Potion on Xatu, and Solrock finishes Harry off with a Flamethrower before I can even get off a Destiny Bond. And that was that. The run was technically alive, as I have Pokemon left in the box, but nothing I can confidently use to counter Tate and Liza within the level cap, so my run was as good as dead. I had failed my Nuzlocke run, but I was proud to make it this far. I am new to Nuzlocking, and the fact I made it to the 7th gym on my first Emerald Nuzlocke, in my opinion, is impressive. Maybe I'll try again, maybe not, but right now, all I can do is make one final salute to our fallen heroes. I'm sorry. I failed you. one of these days I will actually win a Nuzlocke run. So that was technically my second attempt at a Nuzlocke run, and yeah, failed it again. At some point soon I may do another one, but it's a hell of a lot of work trying to get through that game with those rules. Maybe next time I'll try a different game. Maybe I'll do Fire Red again. Maybe I'll do Black and White or something, or maybe I'll even do Scarlet or Violet. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button down there as well. Come on, it's completely free. This video was a lot of work. And make sure you hit the notification bell down there as well, and you'll be kept up to date about when I upload my latest videos. There is a link in the description to my Instagram and Threads profiles. I post on there mostly nowadays. And if you're interested in more videos, guys, there are recommendations just, well, here for you. So again, thanks very much for watching, guys. My name is Ollie. I have no idea what I'm doing. This has been technically my second attempt at a Nuzlocke, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.